When we talk about art or design, it's easy to get overwhelmed with really squishy language that tries to sum up an experience that it took a whole art installation to convey in the first place. To communicate more effectively, it's helpful to break design down into elements, and today we're going to talk about one of those elements, line. Line is kind of the foundation of everything else in design. It's the something and the nothing. We can make shapes out of lines. We call this contour drawing. We can create an illusion of 3D form with lines. We call these cross contour lines. And we can use lines to represent value, basically light and shadow. And we call this technique cross hatching. And it's not just design. Line is fundamental to really all visual communication. But I'm not a linguist and I don't want this video to be 4 hours long, so we'll just stick with design for today. So what is line? How do we use it? Well, basically it's just a relationship between points in space. We don't need to connect them to understand the relationship, and this is called implied or psychic line. But connecting them definitely helps to make things more clear, and this is called actual line. So let's take a look at a practical example. This is Raft of the Medusa. We've got lots of contour line and shadows and all sorts of actual lines making up the scene here. But if we follow where this guy's looking and this person's arm and another guy's gaze, what we get is an implied line made up of lots of individual lines all coming together. They start out loose and they're kind of going different directions down towards the bottom left. But as we move up towards the top right, they come together more and they're kind of guiding us through the painting. In a way, this implied line is kind of setting up a narrative about what happened to these people. They were cast away on this raft and they're starving. We start down here with this dead guy, but they held out hope and ultimately were able to signal a ship and were rescued. We see this kind of thing all over design. Lines tell us where to look, and they also orchestrate the feeling of a piece. This is called structure. Lots of perfectly parallel and perpendicular lines establish simple, regular, dependable grid patterns, and that kind of evokes a sense of strength and stability. Bold diagonal lines like the Raft of the Medusa or this clip from Snatch tell us everything is out of balance and create kind of a sense of tension. Artists like Escher deliberately use structure to mess with us. He's created these nice, calming, isometric grid patterns out of diagonal lines, but then used that to totally mess with our sanity by drawing infinite waterfalls. Lines also tell us a lot about the artist's character through line quality. Things like the thickness, the length, smoothness, all of that captures the movement of the artist, and it's almost like a dance preserved in time. We call this gesture. Jackson Pollock is known for making just the biggest mess in his studio, but more importantly, he's known for his attitude and the way it's preserved in his lines. His lines remind us how he moved around the space, walking on his canvas, dribbling paint on it, and they also remind us how he absolutely did not care about making this painting, called Gray Rainbow, look anything like a rainbow. Pollock really contrasts with somebody like Charles Stanley Gibson, who has these really tightly controlled, quick, precise lines that create a very deliberate illusion of 3D form and value. When Gibson draws the inside of somebody's nose, it really, really looks like the inside of somebody's nose. And then there's Ralph Steadman. He flings ink at the page and then draws a whole scene just based on that. His line quality really captures exactly what it's like to go on a drug-fueled rampage through the desert. And that's it for the design element line. Let me know your favorite artists and their use of line down in the comments. If you liked this video or found it interesting, hit the like button and remember to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you know when the next video comes out. If you'd like to support the channel and want to see more stuff like this, we have early access and exclusive content over on Patreon. Or if you want to check out our merch store or text versions of our videos, they're over at grayj.xyz. Bye!